Alright, welcome back to another episode. In this one, we're going to be taking a little bit of a first look at City Skylines After Dark. This is a new download that they gave today. It's actually a combination of a free download and actually a paid download as well. It adds a couple new elements to the game. Of course, night and day cycle. And then if you pay for it, you get a lot of extra little things like a little taxi depot and whatnot. But I'll go ahead and take a look at that in this video. So as you can see, it's definitely a lot brighter. It's got a little bit of a haze over here too, especially if you get over to like where there's some pollution and whatnot. It's definitely looks really nice. I have to say that the dusk and dawn almost looks a little bit better than the nighttime, but what they did for the nighttime is definitely really cool. Now, one thing you'll notice is if you have any assets or anything that haven't been updated for the After Dark, of course you're going to notice those, especially if they're bigger lots or whatnot. Because most likely they're not going to light up at night. But that's pretty much the only issue I've come across. Pretty much all the mods I have installed and whatnot are working just fine in this game with this update and whatnot. The update is, if you want to get the extra features, it is $15. And then, of course, the free one, I think it just adds the day-night cycle as well as maybe a couple of little mechanics. But other than that, if you want everything else, you have to actually pay for it. Yeah, so as you can see, the clouds are moving into the distance. You can see the sun moving and everything. It's definitely changes the game a whole lot here. And then we'll start seeing the nighttime roll in here very shortly. And it does change according to the speed that you have your game on at the time. So if you kind of slow it down, the day-night cycle slows down. As you speed it up, it also speeds up. I'll show you guys the nighttime. It's definitely pretty cool to see. So some of the new elements they added, let me go and show these off real quick. So they have a new bus depot, I believe. Yes, is it this one here? One of these. I think it's got to be this one here. This is brand new. Yes, it is. Here we go. It's a larger depot. So as you can see, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's very well detailed, and it's just basically a new spot for buses to come in and whatnot. I use this in my other city. I have not actually used this in this city, so let's go and hook it up to some power here real quick and see if it'll work without running any bus stops near it. What else do we need? We need some water out here. Oh, we already got water, so we'll let that run for a little bit. As you can see, we got a little bit of traffic problem over there. Oh well. This is the city I actually built specifically for this update. I've been building it for a couple weeks now, anticipating this update, because I really wanted to, I figured the best way to show it off would be to show it off in a larger city, or at least a city with some larger buildings, that is. Also, what you get is the international airport. Here it is, right here. As you can see, here's the size of it. It's massive, so of course you have to find the spot on the ground, but you actually don't have to lay down the road first now. You can do this like you do on the port and the the other stuff like that, and the train stations and whatnot. But we'll go ahead and just put this down right here. This does have one of the annoyances that are with this game. As you can see, I had the American road textures right here. Actually, they're not even showing up in my other city. This part here, for some reason, only part of it was American road, and the other part was the stock game. But in this one, actually, the whole thing is the stock game. It doesn't look terrible, but it's definitely noticeable. At first, I thought this was a one-way road because of that. But yeah, it works. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to test it. I might probably have to test it on this map. But my other two cities still have the bug where the planes wouldn't spawn in that map for some reason. But I'll have to try it out. On this one, also, you get the taxi code. This actually works pretty well. So you can just put this down anywhere you go, so they'll dispatch taxis. And then you can also put this down, so if there's like a train station or a high tourist area, you can plop this down somewhere, and it'll be a way for people to gather to get taxis and whatnot. And taxis will actually just randomly, let me just put it right there, will actually drive up and around on it. It's pretty cool. Let's go and take a look at the taxi depot real quick. These are pretty well detailed too. I like them. As you can see, unfortunately the better camera mod does not work right now, or I have not been able to get it to work in this update. But yeah, this definitely, it looks pretty good. So as you can see, we're starting to get into the dusk a little bit. So let's go and speed up time, and I'll go and slow it down. As you can see, it looks great. I mean, just take a look at that. I mean, yeah, you can see the lighting change, and everything's starting to get a little bit darker now. It's pretty cool. It looks great too. You can see if there's any specific building I wanted to show off, but you can see also, one thing you'll notice is that the street lights, random lights turn on. They don't all just turn on once, or not one section. No, just random lights down the road. As you can see, they just start turning on, and it just makes this game look so much better. As you can see, the lights reflect out the water. The bridges are just how they light up. It's just crazy. As you can see, we also get some lights on the highway and whatnot. You know, we've always seen the lampposts. There's a building that just lit up in the background. Some of them light up like this. I think this, yeah, as you can see, these are mods over here. They don't have any lights on them. This one might not be. It's kind of lit up. I'm not sure. But you can definitely, you can for sure tell which ones are mods and whatnot, because you'll end up with like a little dark spot in your city or something, and yeah, you can definitely tell pretty quick. But once those mods are updated, or once you can kind of get those sorted out, that looks pretty good. Look at the top of the building there. And look at the light. The lighting effects just take this game to a whole new level. Just looking down the street and just seeing all the buildings lit up and all the streets. The only thing that it's kind of a minor annoyance to me is some of these lights are different colors, which is actually okay, but sometimes you'll run into a circumstance where, you know, the roads kind of change in between, and you start getting some weird lighting patterns, and it just kind of looks a little odd. But I mean, other than that, it looks pretty good. I mean, look at the freeway, how it just lights up the side here. It's very well done. There's a very good lighting system going on here. Again, the bridge and just everything, all the cars have their lights on. It's just great. This is probably one of the best updates. You know, it's one of the first big updates they did, but I think it's one of the most, you know, requested. Oh yeah, also talking about requested, they added bike lanes and bus lanes. So you get some bike lanes that you can lay down. Let me go ahead and just put these over here so you can take a look. So as you can see, you can't do any trees or anything down the middle, but you do get a nice bike lane down the side. And then you can also get a dedicated bus lane going down the side as well, and you can get that with the 3-lane road. Did they add? I think they added, yeah, they added cycling lanes to the 3-lane road as well. Unfortunately, there's no option for these on the one-way roads, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but maybe that'll come in a later patch. I don't think there was any other real major differences they added there. There's definitely some added growable objects, so you know, some nightclubs and stuff like that will pop up in your city and commercial. I think there's some residential buildings added as well. Yeah, you can definitely tell. I've got some mods installed here, but hopefully they'll update those to take effect of this. But I mean, just seeing your city just light up at night, it's pretty cool. I mean, seeing all the work he did. You can see we got a little bit of a star there. We've got stars over here. If you speed it up, you're going to see all the stars going by. And yeah, here's a pretty good example. So I can slow it down, speed it up, and you see all the stars going by. It just looks incredible. What they did. And they just announced this like a month ago. I think they, you know, of course they've been working on it before then. Just the lighting effects on that road looks great. And of course they had the effects so that, you know, your mouse gets lit up in the darker areas. The rails don't light up. I'm not surprised there. I mean, not really realistic in that sense. Now, one thing you will find is that if they don't have power, they still light up. It is some weird little thing with this update. I'm not sure if they're gonna fix that or not, but yeah, it definitely throws you off at first. Alright, let's plop down this train station and just show you what it looks like at night. Yeah, as you can see, it lights up, but I don't have any power running to it or anything. But yeah, I mean, even all the stock buildings, of course, are going to light up, but just the signs and everything, it just looks great. Yeah, here's an example here, what I was talking about. So, you know, you kind of get these different road, and then you get these different lighting effects. It doesn't look terrible, but if you kind of do this intermittent like this, you just see here. If we do this, you know, and you have a couple squares of that, and then you change it over back, you know, it can kind of look a little different, especially if you start adding in these mods here, you know, like that. I think we're getting into dawn here. Yeah, look at that. Just look at the skyline, the skybox just coming up behind the mountain over there. See all the lights running off into the distance on the freeway. You can see the little bridge over there. And then also the clouds are going to be moving too, as you can see. and those slow down with the different time scales that you do. So this is definitely, it looks great, and then you have all the sun that comes up and the skybox changes, and then the lights are going to slowly start going out. Let's see if we can show that off. Yeah, as you can see, they just kind of slowly fade out, and you're back to another day. I mean, just this update alone is just worth picking up the base game, which I'll go and leave a link down below. You can go ahead and pick that up. I think it's only like $8 or something now. It's definitely worth just picking that up. But if you want to pick this up as well, I mean, you can probably get all this, for under $25. So it's definitely worthwhile. If you've been thinking about getting it, this is definitely the time to get the game. Definitely, you get the extra stuff, so that's nice. But if you don't really care about that, I mean, just the free update alone, it's what they did to the game is pretty cool. So definitely, guys, stay tuned for future episodes. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, comment, all that kinds of stuff, and stay tuned for the full review of this update. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.